Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your May 2020 Astrology 33 bonus love reading. Thank you to those of you who have liked, viewed, shared, subscribed, and donated to the channel. I appreciate all of that. And for those of you interested in booking a personal reading with me, I'm actually going to be taking a bit of a break from those, but keep an eye out on the community section of my channel where I'll make an update if I start those up again soon. As for what we have in front of us, this is why I call it a bridge and a gap spread, and the way it works is the cards on the left side represent your energy toward the connection with your main love interest. Cards on the right side represent their energy toward the connection. These are the past energies, present energies, future energies. Once we get through all those, we'll pull some oracle cards. That's where the bridge and the gap dynamic comes into play. And as far as the decks being used, on the left side we have the Lover's Path Tarot. On the right side we have the Tarot of Sexual Magic. And keep in mind, this is a general reading, so I'm going to refer to the cards on the left as your energy and the cards on the right as their energy. If you feel like those energies are reversed, then definitely roll with that. All right. So, past energy on your side, we have transformation. So this is actually the equivalent of the Death card in the Major Arcana, and that's Scorpio energy. So, for some of you, this can just be saying that maybe this was an on again, off again type of connection, given that we see Pluto and Persephone in the card itself. So that could have been the dynamic that you guys had, maybe you get together, break up, make up, break up type thing, or maybe you guys might even lived at a distance from each other, so maybe you only see each other for, bits at a time. But this could even say for some of you as well, maybe you were just going through some depression, and maybe because of that you weren't able to really give your all to the connection. Given that the 12th house can point to that energy sometimes, and we do see the darkness there, right? So that could have been what was at play for some of you. Past energy on their side, we have the Knight of Pentacles. So this is actually the court card energy for Virgo. And for you guys, Virgo is your 10th house of career and social status. So this could be saying that they might have actually made you an offer for a long-term commitment. And given your energy on this side here, though, I feel like you guys might have declined that for whatever reason. So like I said, maybe you guys were just going through a bit of a depression. Or maybe you felt like, I don't know, this seems too on again, off again. I don't know if I could really see this going long term. That could have been what was at play there too. But yeah, it looks like there was definitely a disconnect between the two of you. And maybe even you felt like the offer was too little too late. Because the thing with the Knight of Pentacles, while they do offer stability, they're the slowest moving of the knights, so it might have been one of those things where you might have felt like it took them too long to come around, because if we look at their positioning in the card too, it looks like he's coming up from behind her, right? So you might have even been at the point where you were walking away, and then maybe that's when they finally came along to offer you something. They might have felt like, okay, too little too late, basically. Present energy on your side, we have the Five of Cups. So more Scorpio energy here, and the good thing is it's in reverse. So again, if this is related to, like I said, maybe for some of you can be around depression, it looks like you guys are coming out of that. And also, when, even if it's not depression outright, when the Five of Cups is in the upright, it does point to some pessimism at the very least, usually, looking at the downside of things rather than the positives. And when that's in reverse, it represents coming out of that energy. So maybe now, you're starting to reevaluate the connection and maybe thinking to yourself, okay, well, maybe actually things were a little better than I initially thought, right? And, that would make sense if you are reevaluating your love lives this month, because Venus is in your opposite sign. It's going to be there for quite a long time. It's going to turn retrograde this month. And then, with that, you could definitely be reevaluating that area of life. And present energy on their side, we have the Fool. So this could just be saying a couple different things. For one, it could be saying that they're ready to move forward and on to another connection, especially given that if we look at the positioning and the spread, they are moving away from the cards on your side. But this can just be saying that this is this person's disposition too, which is to say they're always willing to take a leap of faith, always willing to try new things. So, it could just be that if you realize now after the fact that, oh, okay, you know what, maybe this was something that I should have, considered a little bit more seriously in the past, and you come back around to them, there is still the chance that they actually would be willing to take that leap of faith and give it a shot. All right. Future energy on your side, we have desire. So this looks like passion has been reawakened in you guys, and this is actually the court card. Well, not the court card, the major arcana card, rather, for Cancer. It's the equivalent of the Chariot. And I mean, the card, being called desire in this deck speaks for itself, right? And for you guys, Cancer is your eighth house of intimacy as well. So definitely represents that, it seems like you're definitely seeing the potential of this connection being something that could be long standing and move forward. For those of you who maybe there was physical distance that might have been the issue with you guys in the past, it looks like you guys might be coming together now and actually being in the same space together, which obviously would benefit the connection. So that's what I'm seeing there. But overall, just looks like in the past you might not have been very optimistic about the connection for whatever reason. We mentioned a few of them already. And now it looks like your optimism is growing and your desire for the connection is growing as well. Future energy on their side is the Seven of Wands. So this is actually Leo energy here, and usually I see it as a combination of the Sun and Jupiter energy. And in May, the Sun is actually going to trine Jupiter, so that could be around the timing if we're looking for a timeline for when this might happen. But usually this represents defending yourself successfully, so this could just be saying, maybe if there are multiple suitors and, they might have won out with you guys. But yeah, this is overall a pretty good card as far as it shows that you have an advantage. There may have been some conflict with you guys in the past, and if that's the case, it looks like you guys will clear it up in that regard as well. So overall, definitely seems to be pretty positive. And the bottom of the deck on your side, we have Illusion, and this is the equivalent of the Moon card. So I do have to say that keep an eye out for that full moon in Scorpio, especially since we see the Scorpio energy there, because that full moon's going to be in your 12th house, so maybe that will give you guys some insight into maybe where you weren't seeing a situation very clearly. But at the same time, also be mindful of the fact that there's going to be some tricky energies this month too. That full moon is actually going to be pretty positive, but a little bit later in the month, I think in the third week, there's going to be a square between Venus and your opposite side of relationships and Neptune in Pisces. So the energy could be a little bit tricky there, but I feel like for most of you, this is pointing to you guys seeing the situation more clearly when you get that full moon in your 12th house, and that's around the 7th or 8th of May. All right, and then on their side, we have the Ace of Chalices. So yeah, to me, this kind of leads me to believe that that Fool energy is just saying that this person would be willing to start the connection over with you. So if there was a split in the past, and maybe, like I said, maybe you declined their offer for whatever reason, it looks like they would definitely be open to giving it another go with you guys. So looks like pretty positive energy there. All right, we'll see what the Oracle cards add to the mix. So first I'll see if we get anything from the Mystic Moon Oracle deck here. And for those of you who haven't seen this type of reading from me before, I actually do pre-shuffle the deck before we start recording. And I'm actually looking for some jumpers here. So first I'll be looking for any unspoken messages from you to them, and then from them to you. And if nothing comes up after I shuffle for a while, I'll just take that as a sign to move on to the next Oracle deck. Alright, so like I said, first we're looking for any unspoken messages from you to them. Alright, nothing coming up yet, but I'll get a few more shuffles. Alright, nothing there, so next we'll see if we get any unspoken messages from them to you. Okay, nothing coming up here either, but I'll give it a few more shuffles. Nope, actually got one there. Okay. And we have, I'm sorry I couldn't do right by you. So, interesting there. So, yeah, you know what? Looking at that in this context overall, it could just be saying that maybe that was what happened for you guys. Like maybe it might have taken for you to actually leave the connection and then they tried to come back around and, finally make that offer to you for something stable. So that definitely could be how it's playing out for some of you. Because other than that, I don't see any real, like, deceptive energy on their part or anything. But it is certainly possible since we do see the Five of Cups in the present, which is to say that you might have, there was something that you had to get over, right? Whether, like I said, it was just you. For some of you, like I said, I got a vibe that for some of you could have even been a depression, but maybe there was some kind of issue, and maybe this was just representing them trying to come back around, but it was a little bit too late at the time. So that could be what that's pointing to there. But let's move on to the Wisdom of the Oracle deck. Same situation here. I did pre-shuffle this deck, and here I'm just looking for one card, and then we'll wrap up. Alright, nothing coming up yet, so I'll give it a few more shuffles, and worst case, we'll just pull a random one from this deck. Alright, yep, so give me a second, I'll put the deck down, and we'll pull a random one. Okay, we'll go with this one. Alright, we have New Life. There's the artwork, and the number is 39. Okay, it says birth of new ideas, growth, opportunities, a breath of fresh air, life renewing itself. The Oracle's message: when spring awakens the world, joy and excitement can be felt all around and in your very core. Blossoms burst from trees overnight, birds return home and sing their glorious song, and nature is full of promise. Miracles beckon on all of us. This is one of those times in your life when new ideas inspire you and new opportunities bring you hope for seeing your dreams coming true. All is well in your world, and you have the energy you need to feel renewed. Allow your heart to fill with enthusiasm. Let your light shine, for this is a time of good fortune. So yeah, I mean, I definitely picked up on the vibe there of the energy improving, where, like I said, the transformation energy seemed a little bit darker, and then we see the Five of Cups in reverse representing, coming out of disappointment and moving forward in a positive way, and then desire being the Chariot card definitely represents that forward progress there as well. So hopefully that resonated with you guys. And then the relationship message says new energy enters old relationships, and new relationships are bursting with the sweetness and vibrancy only encountered when winter gives way to spring. This is a time to connect with others and share excitement, passion, and hearts full of joy. This card is a very auspicious sign with respect to love and partnership in all forms. So definitely a pretty cool message there. And, I do like the fact that it said new energy enters old relationships because, like I said, that seems to be what we're seeing there, too, a bit of a renewal of some kind. And, like I said, for some of you, it might have even been that this person really did do wrong by you in some way in the past, given that we had that card come up. If that's the case, I feel like I said, primarily it might have been one of those things where maybe they were taking you for granted, and then, by the time you finally decided to leave, then they tried to come around and offer some stability. But hopefully that resonated with you guys either way. We'll wrap up there, and I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.